Well, hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and everybody in between. For those of you that don't know, I'm SomeGuy, and I'm here today to talk to you about a game that isn't a traditional point-and-click adventure, but rather, this game belongs to another niche genre, and that genre is the cinematic platformer. And just to make sure we're all on the same page here, I'll define what exactly a cinematic platformer is. In short, it's a subgenre of the platformer that takes strives to be as realistic as possible. The characters look like real humans, they move like real humans, and they take damage in a realistic way. Fall from too high of a height, you'll die. Get shot by something, you'll die. It's a game that's grounded in reality, and also has a cinematic scope, meaning that there are big set pieces, and also a flowing narrative that's often intertwined with the platforming. And while I've been saying all this, I've been showing you videos of the greats of this genre, in particular, the original Prince of Persia, Another World, and Flashback. And you know what too, guys? If you've played those three games, you've played a good chunk of the cinematic platformer genre, or at least the old school cinematic platformer genre, because believe it or not, there are not a whole lot of these games out. Hell, if you want to take a look at just about every single cinematic platformer that's been created, I'll link a nice little NeoGAF post that pretty much lists it all and explains the genre in a lot more detail than I'm willing to do for this video. And while it may sound bleak that this genre is not exactly flush with games, there's people still making them, and in fact it's experiencing something of a revival. And one of the new releases in this neglected genre is DreamBreak, a game that I picked up on Steam with my own money because, well, I like cinematic platformers and I'll eagerly buy up anyone that looks like it's worth a damn. And I must say, when I saw this game, it really looked like it was worth a damn. It's based on an incredibly intriguing premise. It's an alternative 2013, and the USSR has not collapsed, but instead appears to be thriving. I know, that premise just holds so much potential. Think of all the interesting directions it could go. And I'll be honest with you guys, that's pretty much the only reason why I bought this game. The premise just seems so intriguing and so full of potential. But I do suppose that begs the question, does DreamBreak live up to its potential? Well, you're going to have to see on the other side of the intro. Personally speaking, I never cared much for the Beatles version of that song. Many will though. Here we are at the title screen for DreamBreak, a game made by a developer I know absolutely nothing about. Hell, they don't even seem to have a website, unless they're actually some sort of soccer team, which would be just intriguing as hell. But anyway, back to the menu screen. Now there's a few things that we can assume about this world just based off the title screen. Number one, the Reds have made the Jetsons' future a reality, which I suppose would succinctly prove that capitalism just doesn't work. Yes, it just makes my inner red tingle with glee. But with all that promise of a people's paradise being created, I suppose we just start a new game and see what type of world we're in store for. Well, it's surprisingly lackluster. No intro cinematic, no text dump, just a dude getting off a train, saying that he works in a dive bar and that he hates his life. Well, okay, protagonist, don't even know your name, but I know you got problems. What a fantastic beginning to our relationship. Now I suppose the music's decent in this game if you're into that sort of stuff, and the graphics do look very inspired by Flashback, or maybe they're just a brighter and sunnier Blade Runner, you decide. But anyway, there's really not much to interact with in this universe. Actually, there's nothing at all we can really interact with other than collectibles and, well, places we have to go to, like, say, our work, where we gotta suffer through a tutorial by our boss. Hell, at least he's kind enough to give our character a name. Eugene. A very Slavic-sounding name, if you don't mind me saying so. Anyway, the tutorial's pretty straightforward. Learn the basic controls, although it's kind of absurd that there's a huge pit in the middle of this bar, because as we all know, drunk people work so well around holes. But yeah, we jump over it, we learn how to jump up, we learn how to pick up items, we learn how to do extremely basic puzzling. And pretty much this sort of platforming and puzzling is very representational of the rest of the game. It's very basic, very simplistic, very Prince of Persia inspired, but with just a little bit of item collecting. But unlike Prince of Persia, DreamBreak has the General Secretary of the USSR about to give a message to the people in the middle of the day for some reason. Yeah, it's basically a hype speech about the USSR and how awesome it is, made by a faceless pixel man. But oh no, The feed's being interrupted by some mysterious blue jittery text. I'm not sure if this is something that someone is saying, or if it's just text popping up, like some sort of bizarro closed captioning. But what I can be certain of, though, folks, is that no one appears to be reacting at all to this bizarre blue font. Perhaps it just happens so often that the people think it's mundane. Or maybe our character's just crazy. Well, so far the General Secretary's speech is about the most Soviet thing happening in this game, and oh, our boss doesn't like it. Honestly, I think we should report him to the authorities. Not to usurp his bar, but no, to prove that we're a good party member. But oh well. We still got more tutorial to do. We have to fix a toilet in the bathroom. A bathroom that has some weird dude in here that doesn't want to be spoken to. And you'll note that text pops up whenever you get close to a character. You don't click on them, you don't press anything. You just get within their radius and they'll repeat the same text over and over again. Anyway, fixing the toilet is basically pipe dreams, or the Bioshock minigame. Flip the pipes around, get the flow going, wow, that's pretty much all there is to it. And just like the platforming that we witnessed earlier, this minigame right here is very representational of the majority of the minigames that you'll be facing in this game. It's just pretty much variations on pipe dreams. Although there are a couple of different ones, but I'll get to that when it's relevant. But anyway, our job is done for the day. All we gotta do now is go ahead and pick up this thing that's on the floor. Because the guy at the bar is like, hey, would you pick it up for me? And I guess we're a good comrade, so we're gonna help a man in need. Okay, so this is like a text pager made by the CIA. We know this because it says CIA on it. Hey, all super spy agencies have to have brand loyalty. But yeah, it tells us to get out. Okay, we gotta get out of the bar now? Is that directed at us, or is it directed at the guy who dropped it? But either way, he's getting out now, so I guess we're just gonna go ahead and follow him because, well, why not? Hey, it was a creepy guy in the bathroom. If only he had ran left, we would have never have known it was him. But don't worry, he wasn't relevant. This dead guy's not relevant. Hell, nobody in the bar is relevant at all. I don't think any of them even have names. So, yeah. We're gonna now loot the body of the dead dude, cause, again, reasons. I guess we're intrigued because we found his CIA pager that worked on us and told us to get out. But now we're gonna call the police and go back into the bar, which means we're kind of doing the exact opposite of what the message said, but hey, there's no negative repercussions for doing this. Yeah, the Popo's here and they don't give a damn about us at all. And as I said before, you can't interact with any of them, so they don't even have any witty text to say to us. Well, okay, we just leave now, but you know we're not gonna go home. No, sirree, Bob. You see, off the dead guy, we got a key card, and we happen to know exactly the door that this key card will open, because it's not a generic key card. No. This thing has GPS on it. It tells us exactly which room in this world this key card will open. The future is fantastic. So obviously we go there and try to open the door. And of course there's going to be some obstacles in our way. In particular, we just can't waltz in through the front door because the police are doing an investigation, but they're not interested in us at all. So again, I'm really confused why we're doing any of this, but hey, I'm just rolling with it. We're just a bored proletariat trying to open up a door to somewhere for no particularly good reason other than, hey, we got a key card we found off of a dead guy who we're pretty sure is a CIA agent, but whatever. After some brief puzzling, we get to where we need to go. Or at least we get to the room beside the room that we need to get into. But we have psychic powers and we can see through walls and hear what the people are saying. Now, I'm not sure why our character is so motivated to get into this room. I guess he's just bored. Honestly, I can't think of a more convincing reason. Unless he's some sort of CIA sleeper agent that was awakened by that weird text pager, which would make this game kind of like the USSR version of Total Recall.
Welcome to Mars.
You got a lot of nerve showing your face around here.
Look who's talking.
Except without Arnie, or much character development, which is saying something. But don't worry, we're still going to have some violence in this game. We're going to kill the guy in the next room because, we want to get into the room, so we're going to murder the agent, which would really give the state a good reason to try to hunt us down, since we actually murdered an investigator. But we really want to get in that room, for some reason. So our body counts up to 1 now, and we get into that room where we find a gun, meaning that we're going to kill a lot more people now. And we also find some information about a club, and now it's our only lead in this rather confusing investigation that apparently we're on. So yeah, we're going to try to go to the club now, but obviously things aren't that easy. Yeah, I can't say the music is particularly fitting for this scene. After all, we've just been found out by this red-headed agent, so obviously we're going to have to flee the scene now, because we're a wanted man, and we have a gun, and a shield. So basically we have the same sort of combat mechanics as Another World, which we're going to see a lot of now, because as you can imagine, we gotta get out of here guns a-blazing. Yeah, we have gone from guy who cleans up dive bars to guy that kills people while diving. If this was a John Woo movie, he would. Well, a bunch of text popping up on the screen, but let me simplify things for you. Basically, you can control this game at least 3 ways that I know of. 1 keyboard, 2 controller, 3 mouse. Now, up to now, I was playing exclusively with a controller, but for some particular reason, I just couldn't figure out how to shoot the gun while using a controller, so I switched over to mouse controls, which this game has. 100% mouse controls. So basically, you can play this game like a traditional point and click, and from this scene on, that's pretty much how I played this game, like a point and click with mouse controls. And yeah, the combat. You click towards the guy to shoot, towards your back to put up the shield, and if you can get the technique down just right, you can pretty much spam your shield endlessly and shoot pretty much at the same time. It's not really difficult to combat in this game once you figure out how to game it. So we just killed, 3 cops in cold blood because we wanted to get into a room for no good reason, and all we got out of it was a device to murder people with, a device to defend ourselves with, and a flyer about a nightclub. So I guess it was all worth it. And now we're going to steal a taxi. So we're a thief, a murderer, and now we're a carjacker. No wonder they're sending drones after us that we have to defeat through a sky drawing minigame. Yeah, if you fail in this game, you get right back on your feet. No lives, because that wouldn't be realistic now, guys. But yeah, we successfully fend off the drones, destroying millions of rubles worth of precious equipment, and we also crash into the side of a building. There must be some amazing safety features in these vehicles, because we seem to have come out completely unharmed, despite obviously being thrown through the windshield. Huh, maybe we're an android. Oh, I just love this guy's reaction to us crashing through the building. Surely you heard all the drone shooting, so he's like, "Hey guy, oh, you want to get to the train station, right? Yeah, just cut through my office." Because apparently that's where we wanted to go to. I guess we should follow his lead, because we just got here and I have nowhere better to go, I suppose. But first we have to fall through a pit, because again, the Soviets seem to like to have random pits in buildings. So our hero survived that fall somehow. I think this is further evidence that this guy is an android. And now we're in the underground, and we have to turn the power back on the lift, which involves us, well, just walking right while the world gets increasingly stranger. Yeah, there's a creepy dude who starts watching us while we're down here. But don't worry, he doesn't say anything to us, and he doesn't show up at any other point in the game. So I imagine he's like Banksy, just hanging out here drawing, and he's like, dude, why you down here? You really shouldn't be. Kind of like my place. But yeah, we just turn on the power by finding a random number that turns on the power, and yeah, we're back to where we started at. And the dude's here, and he's like, "Whoops, sorry, you could have potentially died there. It's not like I was trying to kill you or anything, because I was hearing about the rampage on the radio. No, please leave. The train station is that way, and don't kill me." Oh look, the General Secretary is still doing the whole pep rally thing, and now the text is getting very particular about who it's talking to, and mentioning us by name. Yeah, I'm pretty sure our character's crazy now, or maybe it's just CIA messages being broadcasted to all the sleeper agents. Yeah, I'm probably overthinking this plot. But what I don't have to overthink is how easy it is to get to the club. We just hop on the train and walk to the club, and no one hassles us at all. For a wanted man, we don't seem to be all that wanted. Shame. So apparently we want to get into that room to see some lady. Alright, but first we have to play 2 minigames and get 2,000 points. And you know what, folks? This takes a long time. You see, the two mini games are pretty basic. The first one is pretty much horse betting, but with animals that have rockets attached to them. I know that sounds awesome on paper, but in reality it's just a random betting game where you bet on one of them to win, and sometimes they win, then you get more points. And then the other mini game is pretty much the combat, but as cowboys. So you get to practice and hone in your combat skills. Yeah, it takes a long time to beat these mini games, folks.
Но оно среди туч. Есть голова, только нет плечей. Но я вижу, как тучи режет солнечный луч. У меня есть слово, но в нем нет букв. У меня есть лес, но нет топоров. У меня есть время, но нет сил ждать. И есть еще ночь, но в ней нет снов.
Oh, thank God we're done. That only took about 10 minutes, and now we get to go back here, and oh my goodness. Hey, we've entered another world. At least that character dancing has. So, I guess we're just gonna awkwardly watch her for a while and wait for something to happen. My God, that drone must be a hybrid, because that thing was quiet as a mouse. And yeah, now we're caught now, and our hero figured out that the lady dancing was the agent at the hotel. Well, I guess she's a recurring character now. Oh, wait a minute. It turns out that she's a double agent. She's working for the super secret underground organization that we've been finding flyers about that I haven't mentioned much about yet because, well, the flyers aren't really interesting. They're just like, hey, the man sucks. Rebel. And yeah, this lady is like, hey, help us take down the man and we won't kill you. So our character with really no discernible skills other than a knack for killing all those cops early on in the game is now going to take out the general secretary because these people told him to. It's really remarkable how much trust they're putting in this character they just met. Oh my God, it's another one of those games where none of it makes any sense unless you imagine the character is wearing a hat that says, I am the main character. Everything revolves around me, and I can experience no difficulties that cannot be overcome. So now we gotta run a strange gauntlet of defenses that is just outside their base, which they're not kind enough to turn off for us so we can conveniently leave. It's almost like they want us to die before we can complete our mission. Yeah, I don't think these Patriots guys really have it all together. But after some difficulty, I did manage to survive this stage and make it to some blue tank. Oh God. What do you think we're going to do with that thing? Oh, we're just going to endlessly shoot a bunch of stuff, like all these drones, where we have to shoot an arbitrary number of them to have the door open because, most inconvenient lock ever designed. Oh, well, now we've moved on from killing drones to killing people and androids again. My God, I really can't make heads or tails of what's going on here. But hey, we're killing a bunch of people because we're going to take down the government, because the Patriots told us to, because, reasons. I think I've given up on all hope of this game being an interesting depiction of the future Soviet Union. Now it's just kind of a crummy little platformer game. So yeah, we're going to kill these guys, androids, and whatever else we can find, so we can steal the car, so that we can then drive to meet up with Igor, the dude who was at the base but wouldn't leave with us because of reasons. And obviously he knows a better way out of here because we didn't see him going on a rampage to steal a car just so we could park it inside of a bigger car. But oh well, that's the least of our concerns. What's of more concern is why is this world not fleshed out at all? I mean, look at it. We got flying cars and androids in the future USSR, and none of it's being developed at all. It's a goddamn shame. Oh well, at least we're here to shoot more people now. So Igor is incredibly worthless and leaves again, telling us that, hey, I'll find our way inside the base, but I won't show it to you because screw you, dude. Alright, well, let's make our way through the base until we meet up with Igor again. So, welcome to Fillerland, USA. I suppose that's a bit cruel. But yeah, what we got here is a bunch of puzzle platforming that I'm gonna edit out, because to be brutally honest with you guys, it's pretty much what you would expect. Very basic, rudimentary puzzle platforming. Jump over obstacles, move things around to distract guards so you can walk around them, flip switches, turn things over, flip things around. It's incredibly simplistic. No real challenge to it because pretty much you can only do one thing, so you do it, and then you just progress onward, like flick a switch, distract a guard, and so forth and so on. It's really not that interesting, guys, and it's why I'm going to edit it all out, because who the hell wants to hear some guy talk about puzzles for 20 minutes? I know I don't want to. So let's catch up to the point where the plot actually starts going somewhere. And yeah, Igor is completely useless in this game. He doesn't help us other than giving us a TV screen, which we can use to distract guards with by flying it around with our psychic powers. We are fighting what I would call a boss battle, which appears to be against something out of Star Wars. Like those droids that were in Hoth shooting at the rebels. Yeah, basically we have to put up force fields to deflect its shots, and after, well, getting to the top, it just kills itself because it's a stupid robot. Unlike us, we're an android. We're a smart robot. Oh look, Igor's here to praise us for our success, showing up just to hog the glory. Huh, Igor? Wow, you're an ass. But hey, let's get on the train again, because that's what you do in this game. You get on the train a lot and fall in holes that are in buildings for no good reason, a lot, and then steal flying cars for no good reason, a lot. Oh well. So we're in some secret base and no one seems to give a damn that we're here. Oh well. It's not like the USSR was noted for its security apparatus or anything. Actually, wait a minute, we're just walking up to the front desk of somewhere. Why didn't we just do this to begin with? Why did we need to go through the secret base to shoot all the things and to kill the robot just so we could walk up to the front desk of the robot manufacturer? Oh my god, that makes absolutely no sense what we've been doing for a good chunk of this game. It's probably for the best that I edited all of it out. Otherwise, it would have been a waste of all of our time. Fantastic. Oh, so Igor just killed the guard here, even though none of them seemed to care that we were here at all. But hey, we're going to set off the alarm now, making our job super hard. Again, I'm sure there's a great reason for it. I really am. It's just, bloodlust. That's it. Our characters have an insatiable lust for blood and violence. Fantastic. Now we gotta shoot a bunch of people so we can get somewhere, so we can kill the general secretary. I guess he lives in the robot headquarters somewhere. Good for him. Be at the heart of technology. So we kill enough guys and then we make our way to a spaceport, I think. God damn, the USSR is so ahead of the curve. Yeah, we just killed all those nice guys hanging out behind that glass again because, the Soviet Union's evil, but us killing all these innocent people makes us the good guys. Even though most of them were completely docile and friendly towards us before we started shooting at them. So again, our hero's kind of the asshole here. But yeah, we got this thing now. So basically we're going to play R-Type for a little bit and then get to where the General Secretary is at last. It's an incredible journey, folks.
Туда, у кого большой аппетит, туда, где народ до безумия забит, где только диктат и майский парад. Мысли мои летят и летят туда, где история в 1000 лет, где память и почесть великих побед, где может не сладко отчизна загадка, где дышишь и чувствуешь, как человек. Возвращаюсь в Россию. Я еду домой. Уже я не молод.
look, we made it to the GenSec, and oh no, it turns out it's an evil AI that's now running the USSR, which may explain why it's so awesome and advanced now. I don't know, but either way, it's like, hey, I'm an evil computer. Rawr. I killed Igor. Although you do wonder, how the hell did Igor get here before us? Did he have to ride around in a spaceship listening to Russian techno? Oh well. He was probably the most well-developed character in this game because he was a prick who managed to get to everywhere we needed to be well before us, but he was too good to bring us along because I guess he wanted all the glory for himself. But oh well, he's dead now, and we have to destroy a robot by playing pipe dreams again. But this time the stakes have been raised. If you don't complete all the connections in the first go, you die and have to repeat the puzzle. Hey, it's almost over, folks. So taking a page out of the original DSEX, we get an option here. Let the computer secretly run the world, or free the faceless man and let him run the world, or something. I really don't know what the difference is other than computer or dude. So, let's see what I chose. Oh hey, another choice. We can choose to kill the guy or free him. And, well, there's two endings here, folks. And I guess I should show you both of them because I don't care. YOLO! God, do people still say that? Whatever. These are the endings of this game. Probably the most intriguing part about it. So I decided to kill the GenSec because that's what the Patriots wanted. But oh, who would have thunk it? He has a kill switch on him, leading to a nuclear holocaust. What an asshole. The other option is we free him and everything goes back to normal and no one cares that we killed a bunch of innocent people that weren't involved in the AI conspiracy at all. But hey, whatever, everything worked out at the end of the day. So yay us. Are we still working in a dive bar? Oh well. Does it even matter? No, not really, folks, because this game is just, well, a whole lot of wasted potential in my book. Now, I never really talked about the controls in this game because, well, controls are boring, but since it's towards the end of the video, I'll be honest and brief with you guys. The controls in this game are not particularly good. I had to alternate between playing this game with a mouse and with a gamepad because the controls were just kind of finicky and didn't seem to work. And the movement of the character was just, it was a bit dicey at times, but if you use the mouse, you can get precise movements. And yeah, the combat is just pretty simplistic. In fact, that's probably the best way to describe this game. Just really simplistic. There's just too little here for such a great premise to be wasted on. It's a damn shame in my book, because this game could have been incredible, but instead we get a very lackluster cinematic platformer that doesn't really have a whole lot to offer. That's really all that interesting. So, in my opinion, give this game a pass, unless you can find it for absolutely dirt cheap, because frankly, it's just not that great. And that's my 2 cents, and that's probably all this video is gonna make for me, so I'll see you guys next time. I'll roll the credits.
Я сижу и смотрю в чужое небо из чужого